everybody, welcome back. I'm in the house today because I'm talking about a hand sewing project. Hurrah! So I don't need any of my equipment that's in the studio, and I tend to do hand sewing at home because I can sit on the sofa and chill out. And it's a Sunday, and as you might be able to tell, it's a bit gloomy outside, but never mind. So I'm here to talk to you about a campaign you may have heard of, which is the British Heart Foundation's Big Stitch. It's been going around the kind of sewing online community a little bit, so if you follow other people you may have seen it. The British Heart Foundation are a UK charity who fund research into cardiac disease prevention and cure, and they have a campaign running throughout the whole of July, which is encouraging people to go to their charity shop and but see their charity shops as a bit of a blank canvas, and you can then update and upcycle the clothes that you get from there however you would wish. So every item that you buy from a British Heart Foundation charity shop, the money goes to help fund their life-saving research into what is actually the UK's biggest killer, which is coronary heart disease. So if you are around in your local high street and spot a British Heart Foundation shop, it's worth going in and see if you can pick something up that you may be able to upcycle. And I hope that this project will help inspire you with things that you could do. There's a British Heart Foundation shop between my house and the studio, which I walk to in the mornings, so I popped in on the way. And on the first day I went, there wasn't really anything. They had a lot of clothes, but none of them quite grabbed me. And then the second day I went in, and there was loads of stuff. So I'm going to tell you about what I got and what I'm planning to do with it. I got two things, and decided I would use them both together in a mash-up type arrangement. So the first thing that I saw was this. This is a tunic dress. You can see the bottom, there you go, which was originally from H&M, and it was £5.99 in the British Heart Foundation shop. I just love the colour, it's so pretty. It's like a corally, peachy orange. The thing I got it for was the fabric. So it's polyester, it's not exciting in its actual fabric sense, but the colours are gorgeous, and it's got this paisley print along the top and round the sleeves and round the bottom, and then it's got this pink as well. So I thought, right, well, you get a lot of different colours for your money there, so I got it mostly for the fabric and the colours. Although when I put it on, it was actually quite nice on. Not quite my style, it's a bit shapeless for me, but very nice. So that was one thing. And then the other thing that I got, I've already altered, is this dress. Sorry, a bit hard to show you. It's a straight shift dress, it's stretchy. And it has a zip all the way down the side seam. Sorry, you can't see what the hell I'm doing anymore, hang on a minute. Right, let's do this a bit more sensibly. So, this is the dress. The zip goes from the bottom all the way up to the top, which is quite unusual. I guess it means you could have a slit by opening up the zip a bit. And then it's got this belt, which is quite interesting. It kind of goes across the front. There we go. It's actually sewn into this seam on one side and then goes over and attaches over here. So this dress was, oh, I've cut the label off now. I think it was about, I think it was a tenner, I think it was £9.99. But it was a really weird, like, pants left in wash grey. You know, or a white thing that's just been around for a little bit too long. Was not the best colour, so I thought I'd try and dye it navy. This was the result. Now I knew it wasn't going to come out exactly navy because it's 50% cotton and then the rest is nylon and lycra. So the cotton was going to dye, but the rest wasn't. But I think it's still slightly better. I mean, it's more of a, it's got a slightly interesting lavender kind of grey colour, which actually is quite nice. Wasn't what I was intending, but then there we go. The only slight issue is I did it on a machine wash and only afterwards read the thing saying hand wash, because this belt is metal and it has, by the looks of things, managed to destroy this seam. But I think I can just cut all this fraying off and slip stitches closed again and it should be fine. But yes, that was a stupid thing for me to do, but never mind. This actually is quite expensive to buy new. I looked it up online because it's really nice quality fabric. It's quite substantial. It's fully lined. Oh no, it's just got a facing actually. And it's by someone called Sarah Pacini. It's an Italian designer, and they're quite expensive to buy new, so that was a bit of a find. So what I'm going to do with this is applique something onto the front of it. Those of you who follow my Instagram will know that I'm a big fan of applique, and I do, it's one of my hand sewing activities that I do a lot. And the thing I really liked about the dress that's now lavender is that it's a very blank canvas. There's no darts really, there's no shaping, there's no princess seams, it's very simple, which means that you've got a lovely kind of area that you can do something to. So I already have an idea in my mind of what I'm going to do, but I'm going to sit down and do that today, and I will show you the resulting effect. And what I wanted to do is show you that even if you're not very confident with alteration or turning something into something else, you can use the fabric that you find in garments in order to decorate something else. So if you're lucky like me and you find something that's actually a really nice dress and you don't really want to do much to it, you can make it your own by just adding some stuff. So yes, so I'm going to do that today. I will show you how that goes, and a little bit of the kind of design process that I'm going to do as well. So I'm going to take the belt off, or at least wrap it around the back, because it's not a massively flattering position for it for me, and it's a bit wide and sort of starts to look quite lumpy quite quickly, so that's going to go around the back so that I've got this whole blank canvas that I can use. And I'm just going to show you what my applique thing is. So we're going to have Our Lady about here, and then she's going to have a load of balloons. Straighten it a little bit. In a bunch like that, and then we're going to have some of them that are floating off up here like this, probably one about here to try and hide the arm boob and break the outside of this of the dress so that it's all coming up from the outside. And then I'll embroider the strings for these ones. These are all going to just be floating, there won't be any strings for those. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I think it's going to look quite cute though. So just to show you, I drew my silhouette of the little girl out and then transferred that to freezer paper, which is why she's the other way round here, because I traced it onto the back and then stuck that on. So the back of this, she's actually in two pieces, her arm is separate, but the back of this is freezer paper. And then you cut around it with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, fold it in and then hand tack it all the way around. That's really fiddly, particularly for a shape this complicated. If you're doing circles, it's actually very easy because you just draw your shape, and I want these to be uneven, I don't want them to be perfect circles. So, and then you cut again around with a border and just cut into it at various angles like you would if you were clipping a curved seam, and then you can fold it in and again tack it round, which gives you a nice neat edge. And I've just done that to all of my circles.